friends. Today I bring you a Japanese love martial arts movie. The story takes place in Bangkok. Jinlian has reached middle age, but still graceful in a chat of men. She is a goddess who doesn't even wear underwear. Beautiful and mature style. Whoever sees it is not moved. I can't hold it at 12. Xiaolian saw Wang Sai for the first time. Just fell in love with this man. On the wine table, Xiaolian took off her coat in front of everyone, exposing Bai Jie's neck. This made Wang Sai, who already had a fiancé, swallowed it back. Water. And Xiaolian's eyes looked at Wang Sai with ambiguity. After many times, the two organized another baseball game in the company. Met. Wang Sai watched the game watching the beauty in a long skirt. Then the small universe broke out. Hit a full thunder. Xiaolian took a baseball and broke into Wang Kai's house. Unknown. So Wang Sai, who is still naked, quickly put on his shirt. Xiaolian's thin long skirt. In the light of the light, a good figure is no different. Then he said nothing. Take off the stuff with the least fabric on your body. This situation. What do you think Wang Sai will do as a passionate young man? Of course he started fighting without saying anything. The next day, Xiaolian called Wang Sai and came to an upscale hotel. Today, Xiaolian is wearing a white robe and pajamas. Of course it's really tempting, of course no matter what he wears. Today is unavoidable a war. Xiaolian said that Wang Sai is like a bee-bag. If you don't buy it, you will regret it later. Then the two of them dated often. Let's go boating on the lake and talk about life together. Talking about ideals, I heard that Wang Sai likes sports cars. Xiaolian bought him a Mercedes without saying anything. The two are sweet and happy together. Happy time is always short and prosperous. I received a call from my fiancé in Tokyo. Heart shakes vividly. Tell Xiaolian that their relationship should end. But Xiaolian just smiled and didn't care. But kissed it once. Wang Sai knew that he shouldn't be like this. But the fork cannot refuse. This woman is full of charm all over her body. Wang Sai hurried home that night. Because he made an appointment with his fiancé. I make a phone call every night. Wang Sai was wrong while chatting. I called my fiancé Xiaolian. The fiancé didn't say anything. Actually I have already noticed it in my heart. Fiancé's uncle and aunt come to Bangkok to visit. Wang Sai is responsible for reception. The three are chatting. In jealousy. Xiaolian followed. Sitting on the side wearing sexy hands posing. Attracting the eyes of two old people. Wang Sai was also sweating profusely. If Wang Sai is around, Xiaolian deliberately touched it gently with her arm. Made him embarrassed. End of the itchy prosperous wealth. Of course I choose to go after the dinner. Have a fight. Xiaolian thinks. I am the one who holds the initiative in this relationship. But when he says I love you. Wang Sai did not respond. Wang Sai seems to have made up his mind after putting on his pants. Let's end. Anyway, we only have a physical relationship. I do not want to hurt you. You know we will separate sooner or later. But Xiaolian didn't care and kissed Wang Sai again. Don't say Xiaolian's trick is really good. Young Wang Sai was once again convinced by his charm. There is no impermeable wall in the world. Quickly, everyone knows the relationship between Wang Sai and Xiaolian. The leader talks to him. It's normal for men to have some improper private lives. But you have to understand what is the most important. Success takes a long time. Smart men will not lose their way. Wang Sai thoughtful. I know how to deal with this relationship. He left Xiaolian decisively and coldly. Only then did Xiaolian understand. I used to have the initiative. Is passive. In love, the deeper the love, the more passive. Xiaolian put on beautiful clothes this day. I want to go out on a date with Wang Sai. Wang Kai's fiancé Xiao Mei came here. Different from the charming and coquettish little lotus. Beautiful and tender. He didn't blame Xiaolian, but told him the love story of his parents. Before his father got married. I had a story with other women. But Xiao Mei's mother didn't care. Because of that woman. Won't exist in their memory. Only mother is the only wife. Xiaolian listened to Xiao Mei's story without saying a word. At this moment, Xiao Mei suddenly turned around and asked. Even if only once did he say he loves you? Xiaolian smiled slightly. But I've gripped the bedsheet tightly in my hand. 2 lines of tears in the corner of the eye without saying a word. To know the pain in his heart. Since then, Xiaolian and Wang Sai Qingren continue to date. But the relationship has changed. No more happiness before. They can't do what they love anymore. Wang Sai asked not to meet again. Xiaolian smiled and said, is it so important to be a good young man in the eyes of others? Are dreams so important, you hypocrite? No matter how humiliated Xiaolian, Wang Sai has already decided to return to his family. When the two say goodbye, Xiaolian said this is her last love. He will live in New York after Wang Sai leaves. Wang Sai was transferred back to Tokyo Xiao Mei by the company. Xiao Mei and his wife hugged tightly. I don't know why Wang Sai left tears. Keep saying I love you. It seems to be told to my fiancé. It seems to be for Xiaolian. Unconsciously, 25 years have passed. Wang Sai and his wife lived a peaceful and happy life. The two also raised a son. Life seems peaceful and beautiful. It's just that Wang Sai always thinks of it from time to time. The guy in Bangkok. Wang Sai, a middle-aged man, is already in a high position in the company. Out of business, he was sent to Bangkok to work again for a while. Wang Sai chose to stay in the hotel where Xiaolian used to stay. When he walked into the hotel, I saw Xiaolian at first sight. At this time, Xiaolian is already the VIP of the hotel. Account manager. Although I haven't seen you in 25 years, it seems that the friendship between the two has not diminished. We were together as soon as we entered the room. Xiaolian said in tears. I believe that as long as we think about each other, we'll meet again. If I can't see you, I'll be here and wait for you to die. Two people who can't restrain their emotions fight again that night. Very regretful going down. Years go by. But he always does something meaningless. Xiaolian comforted him not to think too much. Over the years, he worked for the company, the society, and the family. Have given everything. Can it be understood as, now you can choose to live for yourself once. Wang Sai, who has finished his tolerance, returns to Tokyo again. How should he choose this time? He became the president of the company in a high position. But he is not satisfied that his heart is always suppressed. So he chose to quit his job. Gave the position of president to a friend. Then he divorced his wife and went to Bangkok alone. Before leaving, his wife gave him a book of poems written by herself. On the train Wang Sai opened the poetry collection. Inside is a photo of his wife and Xiaolian. So my wife knew about Xiaolian's existence a long time ago. Wang Sai came to Bangkok to find Xiaolian. Tell him that he has always loved him. Xiaolian persuaded him to return to his wife and live a good life. Because he seems to have a very serious illness. Under Wang Kai's insistence, two people get married in Bangkok. Xiaolian finally put on her wedding gown. Xiaolian died of illness shortly after. The movie ends in the verse of Wang Kai's wife. Someday we shall say goodbye to this world. Before goodbye, someone will think of being loved. Some people will remember that they once loved. So what do you think you will remember? Okay, that's all for today's story. Like friends,